Good evening. I'm Trudy McFall. I live at 205 Scott Drive, and I'm a candidate for mayor in the Democratic Party. Tonight I wanted to talk about two core issues that I think are really fundamental to the city. They're issues that I have been following for months, and in the case of the comp plan for all over a year now. And I think there's two of the most important things that are going to shape our city in the future. And I'm not very happy about either one of them. Let me start first, talk about the budget. It's a very difficult process for the public. Somebody asked, where's the public? Well, you have to devote a life's work, as you guys do, to following it, and we've worked very hard to go to every single meeting and understand what's going on. And it's not a pretty picture. I mean, you may be able to present it tonight and convince yourself it's a nicely balanced budget. And essentially, we're a city, as I see it, that has a structural deficit in our spending. We are every year spending more than we take in, and we're covering it by moving monies out of our reserve funds, making ourselves poorer as to reserve, and covering our debts that we can't pay with the issuance of bonds and taking on more debt and calling this a balanced budget. It is a budget that's going to come home to roost very soon. You may have escaped. Maybe some of you won't be sitting up there next year and you won't have to face it, but other people will. It's going to be very serious for the city. To me, it's like a family that says, oops, mom lost her job, so our income is reducing, and we don't know what our income is going to be in the future, and we can't project it, and we're not projecting it. But we know that we're spending more than we're taking in. Well, let's think about what expenses our family could cut. And you all looked hard, and you find a little dabble here and a little dabble there, but you say basically everything we do that we built up over the years is so important. We can't really cut any of these things. We make little teeny changes, and then we say, well, that still leaves us short, so we'll just put that on our credit cards. And that's essentially, as I see it, when you turn to bond issues. I mean, essentially, the public who can't follow it, you covered your budget this year by deciding to issue $4.5 million in bonds in the worst municipal bond market in history. Let's see when we go to Wall Street whether they're marketable and at what interest rates. But it is not the way to truly balance a budget. It's a way to get through a year and pass it off to somebody else. And I just want to say, as somebody who might be coping with it in the future, I think that's exactly what you're doing. To compound this with the discussion of increasing salaries, it's been said before, I've been here before, I think it is ridiculous to be talking about big salary increases for the mayor. I think the alderman's salary increases are fine because, as somebody said, you're going to work harder. You're going to actually manage the city under a city manager. But we don't have the money, and we are probably going to change the structure of this city in the future. And you just should leave that issue to somebody else when we know what our budget really is for the long haul and what our structure is. On the comp plan, I'll be briefer because I see I'm beeping, but I have followed this for well over a year. I am really concerned. They've made a lot of changes. They've tried. Essentially, I'm concerned about the scale, meaning how big of buildings we're talking about building in this city, and the density, meaning how much new housing and commercial space we're talking about. And we battled hard in West Annapolis, and I think we're pretty happy because our neighborhood that I headed the committee pushed back hard, and I think we've got what we wanted. I still don't think it's a good plan for the rest of the city. I ask you, is there anybody really who wants 4 to 8-story buildings up and down West Street and out on Route 2 and 1,400 more housing units on West Street? I mean, we just don't have it right yet.
There will be another hearing on the comp plan before this council.
I did have a point on that, if I might, Madam Mayor, just that I hope you won't squeeze it into this kind of public hearing. I really think it deserves a substantial amount of time in which perhaps even a presentation is made and then the public responds.
There will be a presentation made. There have been ongoing meetings, but there will be a presentation made on the final report that is on the website and that we have. So
that's fine. You're introducing it on first reader tonight, as I understand, and I just want to be sure that I believe this is a very important issue for this council.
It is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.